Right, welcome back everyone, except those of you on Vidler who are still here and don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I remain Evil Tim and this remains Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. Let's make our way into the garden maze. Now, these stone dogs are actually going to stay here this time. They're not going to chase us, and this time I'm not kidding you and trying to fuck you around and mislead you. They're just not. So let's get to where we first met Malice, and then we will see that Henry has been taking good care of himself and has not, for example, been standing at the highest point of the area waiting to be killed. Imbecile. Right, so he's going to run extremely slowly down the stairs. This is as fast as he ever runs, and there is a reason for that. As you can see, he wears unbelievably tight pants. Now, he's had the advantage of giving him a perfect choir boy's voice, but unfortunately, they have the disadvantage that whenever he goes to the doctors, he gets 300 hours community service and a 6-month suspended sentence for smuggling raisins. The poor child. I smell a child, a human child. I smell tight pants. I've got tight pants. We have tight pants, must stick together. And, 1,000 years later, a glacier will appear, but slightly before it, Henry. Wahey. Right, so he's going to meander across here. Now you notice that actually Henry is Malice's character model with a new set of textures and minus Malice's bucket of starch in every wash coat. Which is interesting, and it does mean he has the same creepy-ass eyes as ever. Are you Henry? Because if you're not Henry, I'm not going to help you. You can stay here. You can get your shit hacked off with a chainsaw. No, I'm Henry. Yeah, definitely. My father, he went mad, and Mama is... She told me to run away. I don't know what to do. Maybe you should run away. My name is Cornell, and now I'm down here. You can see me. Your mother asked me to help you escape from here, because you're an imbecile. You talk to Mama? Oh, no one's ever talked to her. You must be a bounder, a villain. Yeah, come on, let's go. You idiot. Okay, otherwise I'm going to stare disconcertingly at your collarbone forever. Now, we need millions of paragraphs to explain to us how we rescue Henry, for example, to explain that he takes damage. Henry tags along behind Cornell. Try to lead Henry to the goal. Be careful that Henry does not receive too much damage. When Henry is attacked by demons, his health... Gadzooks, all this innovation. I'm blinded by it. Henry's health gauge cannot be restored. Marvellous. If this is in Cornell and Henry grows too big, Henry will be unable to follow Cornell. He will stand stock still, which is sensible. Right, if you lose sight of Henry... Message at the door during Henry's rescue. I cannot leave this area without my buddy Superfly. Marvellous. This is Castle Katana. Much like Castle Royd, only worse. So, let's try and make it out of here. Now, we never actually see the Henry POV because I can't be asked to use it. Come on, Henry. Jesus Christ, move a little faster. I can't. Not in Mother's high heels. What? Nothing? Nothing? I didn't say anything. You didn't hear me say anything. Right, so we've got to continue making our way along. Now, he actually has a voice rather like Macaulay Culkin, which doesn't exactly help you in not wanting to see him get his shit hacked off with a chainsaw. But, anyway, we can actually stun Frankenstein easily and knock him straight on his face. He drops a roast chicken usually when you do, which means that this section is no challenge whatsoever. And you'd think that a child would not stand stock still just because you happen to walk 100 yards away down a completely linear path where there's only one place you can possibly go. But it seems that logic took a holiday about the time that Frankenstein started chasing the Wolfman around Dracula's back garden, and one can hardly blame it, really. Now I'm going to be a bit paranoid here, and I'm going to face in the wrong direction. Come on, Henry. He rolls his head around oddly because if you use the first person view it lets you find out where the hell he is. I don't know if any of the other demons around here actually bother to attack him except Chainsaw Eddie, but regardless, this section is extremely boring because there's no stone dogs. Now, I don't know if you can knock Frankenstein on his face in the original because he's got the 2 stone dogs with him, and really knocking out all 3 at once is rather foolish. So, anyway, we're going to proceed forth, and here he is back again. I'm back again, and I'm going to wreck your shit. No, you're not. What? Crash. Yeah, he makes a very silly clanking sound when he falls over. Now, the thing about this maze is, it's not a maze, and that's the problem with making us run it in reverse first, so that we can see all the dead ends that aren't there. The way this place was supposed to work is it's got these very rapid dead ends that make you turn back and face one of the most dangerous enemies in the game, and 2 enemies that can pin you and happen to be completely invincible. I don't know what that is. There's this sort of weird little tunnel down there. It's kind of strange. So, the thing in the original was that if you took one of the wrong turns, Frankenstein and his droogs would immediately proceed to deliver a real horror show toll shock to your Gulliver, and now I don't know why he suddenly switched to Nadsat. It's very strange and odd, right? And defeat him again. And the thing we really come in here for, aside from escorting this little shite to the exit, is the rose brooch. Now, you would think, using your mind and logic, that the rose brooch would be something to do with the rose garden. Actually, it's not. If you want to guess now what it is for, you may take this time to pause the LP and use your brain. Right, are you back? It's to go into the top of the fountain. Well, obviously, why would they call it the rose brooch if it was for anything else? It's just logic, isn't it? Come on, you strange child. moving at the speed of a leprous turtle, dear God. I'm not saying that Henry's slow, but when he was in school he was mocked by layers of sedimentary rock. Anyway, the thorn key has been used. Let's go in here. Now, you can't go through any gate unless he's near you, otherwise you will get that message that you can't leave this area without your buddy Henry. Which is marvellous. Here we go, so we get some red jewels, we get the rose brooch here. That's why we came in here. And much like in Castlevania 64, where you can come in here and it's not locked, Jet Chainsaw Eddie will actually run in circles around the outside until you come back out again. It's kind of silly. And much like in Castlevania 64, you also have this marvellous wall hacking glitch here, whereby you can hit him straight through the wall and knock him on his face, which is marvellous and makes things a hell of a lot easier. So let's go back out again, and we'll continue escortulating him. Now, Henry is actually, I think he's the slowest character in the game, which isn't particularly good considering that Chainsaw Eddie is the fastest. He's faster than Carrie. Malice was faster than Carrie as well. Malice moved at Mach 1 and teleported whenever he was out of view, because he was a little shit. But no such luck with this little shit. Come on, child, come on. You need to keep making your way out here. I'm coming. Just scared of this Frankenstein. Where do you think he is? Oh dear. You've got to deal with him. You've got to deal with him, Cornell. I'll hide behind you, very close to you. So close. Cornell, have you ever been in a Turkish prison? What? No. Jesus. This isn't proper. No, it's not. I'm important. You're not. You're a Philistine. Right, anyway, we're actually quite near to the end of this area now, and I would take no joy in the damaging of an NPC by a giant Frankenstein's monster with a chainsaw. I certainly don't hate escort quests with a passion. I would be devastated were anything to happen to this poor innocent child. Oh, who the fuck am I kidding? You were all thinking it. Yes, you were. Anyone who remembers Natalia was thinking it. Right, so that's as much damage as Henry takes from a single swipe, so therefore he has roughly 4 hits. We're going to be ambushed by another Cerberus dog. Yes, this didn't spawn here the last time I decided to come through here. I guess this is Chainsaw Eddie's original dog, and after we killed it, he decided he would go with the stone dog route, because they are a little more hard-wearing and less likely to be murdered by passing tourists. He has a point there, doesn't he? But regardless, we've actually made it out of this bloody awful abortion of a section now, with Henry more or less intact, so we're going to go through the door and leave it open. There we go. You can hear a motorbike in the background, but it's not going to do anything. Right, so we're going to lead him out to the door we let Malice out through back before in Castlevania 64, or in the future. Shit, I'm mixing up my tenses. Open that. You'll be okay from here. Now walk that way through the forest. What way through the forest? You're not pointing anywhere. As long as you wear that pendant, not this one, that one, the wolves will watch out for you. They'll probably eat you, but that's not the point. Wear it. I got it with 200 cases of elephant repellent. Do you see any elephants? What would become of Mama? Well, she's probably being torn apart by demons as we speak. And Father? Oh, I killed him. Just go, quickly. Go. Do it for your mother. She made it possible for you to escape. I didn't do anything. Alright. I'll probably become a Crusader Knight in the future and equip myself with a magnum. I will be awesome, but no one will care because of this. Right, so that is why we hate Henry, and why we will start every Henry quest by chucking him off a cliff a few million times. Anyway, we've got some skeleton motorbikes to deal with, now that we've finally got rid of that bloody awful escort mission. An escort mission in a Castlevania game. What is it doing here? Whose idea was this? I know that playtesters are some sort of bizarre subspecies who actually volunteer to play beta software all the time. But still, who the hell thought this was fun? Who said, yeah, that works, that's brilliant, you're the best programmers ever? Well, whoever they were, this is all their goddamn fault. So, we've got... Oh, we're being machine gunned. Yes, this guy's back as well, so we're going to destroy him. And then all we've got to do is solve that silly puzzle outside to get the other crest half. And then we have got to speak to Mary again. Now, I imagine that Mary ends up being Rosa. Either that, or it takes Master Aldry about 8 years to manage to get hold of her again, and she's the female vampire who is the boss of this stage for Carrie or Reinhardt.